want to make sure I get this right. Look me in my face. Because you 8 years old. And I told you I don't want no 8-year-olds passing my program. I told you that I was going to get you up out of here. I told you that I was going to get you that you was going to strike out, that you could not do it like the other big boys who were older than you, were 9 and up. And you didn't quit. Did you ever want to quit?
No, sir.
Did it ever get hard?
Yes, sir.
What made you say I'm going to stay in and I'm not going to quit, even though I'm 8 years old?
Well, when I first did my sit-ups and my push-ups and my 6 inches, and when you said that to me, I just believed in myself, and I said in my mind that I was going to keep going.
Look me in my face. I'm going to ask you one more again. Do you deserve one of those gold name tags based upon your work? Do you deserve it based upon your attitude and the way that you follow the instructions? Do you deserve one of those gold name tags?
Yes, sir.
Look me in my face and say, General, I deserve it.
General, I deserve a gold name tag.
You're dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Name is?
Darrell Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis. And how many strikes does Mr. Davis have?
Davis has 1 3/4.
Okay, so 1 3/4 strike, Mr. Davis. We're ready for your presentation. You can put your bottle on the side right there.
I think that I should be nominated for a Boys to Men program because I could do my exercises and I love to do exercise and hang out with other children and boys and communicate with them and to learn new people and to like also make sure that I live a life and teach my kids like how to become a man and other stuff.
Okay. Mr. Davis, I need you to step up, please, from beyond the podium. I want you to come to this area right here. Tell me what you see on the table.
Some tags.
Gold name tags, Mr. Davis. They're gold. They're not real gold, but gold plated, but they represent something. They represent the top, the best of the group. I've decided I'm going to give no more than 10, but maybe even less than 10, depending on what we decide in these interviews. You could walk out this door right now, and if I gave a whole strike for failing this interview, you still would pass Boys to Men. So at this point, it's not about whether you will successfully complete the program. Mr. Davis, you have completed the program. Well, I could overrule, but I probably wouldn't. But with that being said, it doesn't mean that you'll get one of these gold tags. And so right now, that's what we're considering, whether or not you should be considered in the top 10 or the top 7, however when we decide. Why do you think, or do you think, I'm allowed to just ask you, first of all, did you tie that tie yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay, why do you think that you deserve one of these gold dog tags? You think you deserve one?
Yes, sir.
Tell me why.
Because I put in hard work.
Okay, you put in hard work. You tell me that everybody didn't put in hard work?
Everybody do, sir.
So everybody not gonna get one of these gold tags. I can tell you that much for sure. You never was a squad leader. You never became a squad leader. And you never also walked off my line and quit. I never heard you really telling people, this is what you need to do. This is how we need to organize. This is how we need to come together. But I never heard anybody really say to you, Mr. Davis, you ain't doing this right. To tell you the truth, Mr. Davis, you quietly went through the program.
Yes, sir.
You got 1 3/4 of a strike the whole time. And you quietly completed the program. That means you did the hard work. You did the exercises. You completed the job task. You didn't get in much trouble. And your attitude was pretty good. So you successfully completed it. Questions?
What is the number one thing that you feel you've learned from this program?
Doing my exercises, how I'm supposed to be told, and doing them correct.
How is that going to help you in life?
When somebody need help, I can help them, and just stay positive.
Mr. Davis, what was one thing you liked about the program, and would you recommend it to another one of your friends next year?
Doing exercises and jogging.
Would you come back next year and invite a friend to come back?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why?
Because I want to teach them how to become a mentor.
Mr. Davis, let me be honest with you and tell you this. I'm going to keep it real with you. If I had focused on you more, then I would have been harder on the fact that you are actually more articulate. Articulate is a big word. It means you can talk well. And a person who can talk well is usually someone who could think well. I think you could think well. I think you speak well. I think you know what's going on around you. I think you're a sharp young man. And so in my mind, you know what I'm thinking to myself? I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I push Mr. Davis more? Because in truth, there's a part of me that believes, well, you should have been competing for a squad leader. Because your mind is so good. And you could speak so well. You should have been one up there saying, you know what? Not just them big boys up there, but guess what? Drill master, major, I could be a squad leader. Because you could have been. You're just that good. But now I got to scratch my head and ask myself the question, well, how did I miss that? And the reason why I missed it, because you stayed quiet. I don't really like that too much, Mr. Davis. Because you good. You real good. You come up here and you tell me so I can help my children, so I can help other people. Well, that tells me if you got that much sense in your mind and you that sharp and you can do that, well, I done Major, we done let him slide.
Slip through the crack.
Yeah, we should have we should have pushed him harder. You should have been a squad leader. I should have been in here saying, ooh, I got a cadet here. He ain't as old as the rest, but he's sharp. He's sharp. If we had this program next year and you flew around there and enrolled Mr. Davis, you ain't gonna fool the old general.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna make you either put up or shut up. Now, the next time you get in any situation, be it at school, be it at home, open up your mouth
Yes, sir.
and lead. Don't sit on back quiet watching other people like you watching television. Open up your mouth and be the one that speaks for good and what's right. And if you got clarity on the direction to go, something to choose, open up your mouth and lead. I'm angry because I did not get out of you the leadership that I now see is in you. I'm going to tell you like the old people say, you fooled me once. Shame on you. But if you fool me twice, shame on me. If you fool around there and still convince these gentlemen that you deserve one of these gold tags, just know this here. If you get one, if you ever come our way again, I'm going to get you, Mr. Davis. Josiah Brown.
Yes, sir.
How many strikes did Mr. Brown have, Mr. Major?
22.
I mean, 22?
No, excuse
He
me.
out
No.
many times.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
22, huh? 1 3/4 of a strike.
I feel like I should be the top 10 because the entire time I tried to always stay focused on my one goal, and I tried to push myself until the very end, no matter how hard the exercise or the treatment was. I've always tried to stay focused on my path, and that's why I feel like I should be in the top 10. Sir.
Okay. Step up,
Yes, sir.
gentlemen.
What do you find was your biggest challenge in this program?
To always stay on top, and even if I was below somebody, it means that I always have to try to be above them. If I'm not the first, then I'll be the second. If I'm not the second, then I'm third. It's like I'm trying to stay above everybody else. It's like a race.
So based on trying to stay on top, what life lesson you think that has taught you?
The life lesson, I know that the program it deals with life as well. It's all the same, and it teaches that no matter where you at or how hard, what you're doing is you're always supposed to stay on top of your game, stay focused. No matter what you do, it don't matter. You gotta always stay on your game, because what I want is important for me, and I have to understand that what I'm trying to do is for nobody else. So I can't be distracted by anything else.
Did you get distracted any time during the program?
Plenty of times, so
What did those distractions teach you about life and the program itself?
it teaches me that no matter how many times you get distracted, you gotta remember what you came here for and the purpose. I knew that as soon as I got here, that I was gonna have to try to keep up with everybody else. Distractions, just gotta push it to the side. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so day 1. What were you here for day 1?
I wasn't really sure what we were doing yet until like 10 minutes into the program, but I knew that I had to stay, like what I came for, I had to remember what I was here for and try not to play around and mess with anybody else. I gotta stay here for me.
What is one thing that you learned out of this week that you can take from it that's going to help you in the future?
One thing, and like I said before, I know that a lot of these things that we do now deals with life. Stay prepared. Even like you never know what we're gonna do next, and you never know what's gonna hit you next. So I don't mean that once we do something, like it could be dealing with anything. If it's life or it's the program, it could be an exercise, it could be a talk, but I stay focused. You know, I learned that no matter what you're given, the assignment, you just know that you gotta complete that.
And what exactly did you come here for? You said you knew what you came here for. So what exactly did you come here for?
Before I was told that I had a job and I was coming here for money, but right when I got out of the vehicle, or as soon as I stood in line, I knew that it was more than that. I didn't know it was a program until way after. That's That's it.
So once you figured out what it was about, what made you want to stay and finish the program?
Well, I have a lot of personal reasons. I have before I had something that I had got a strike for. It was my necklace, and I couldn't take that off. So I think it was day 2. I couldn't take it off still, so I had to break it. I had to throw that away. So I gotta know like that the reason that I came here. I can't give up now. It's too late. I already gave something up. So
You broke the necklace. The necklace he's in question, he was on the line, he had a necklace. And Major told him that wasn't allowed on the line to take it off. He wouldn't take it off. And so he got a strike. It wasn't a whole strike.
It was a fourth of a strike.
He got a fourth of a strike for him to have it still on. And so he eventually, in order to take it off, he broke the necklace. That's what you're telling me?
yes, sir.
Who tied that tie, by the way?
I did it for most of the parts, and then when I was getting ready to bring it up, Captain America helped me out on that part. Yeah.
When asked about how you are on a regular basis, the quote was, you just basically the same, almost non-responsive, non-exciting, not much action, just blah.
If I try my hardest, then that's my best. I always try to stay humble. Like I said before, focused. I gotta stay focused. So if I'm described that way, then that's fine.
What will you take from the program? What would you use after this week? What will you use once you leave? Will you use what you learned here to apply it to your life, in your everyday life?
Yeah, I will use some examples from the program to remind myself that if I'm doing something, it ain't that hard compared to what I was doing here.
This is not a program that you would have signed up for. Is that a fair statement? This is not a program that had you known all these details about it. This is not a program that you would have signed up for, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Tell me why.
For me,
And I appreciate you being honest.
I'm more focused on like my friends. So through the week, I'm mostly at the park practicing new skills or whatever it is. But before that, no, I was just told that it was a job. I was coming here to work. I didn't know what kind of work, but I wouldn't have not signed up for it.
So why you didn't just quit?
Why I didn't quit?
Yeah, sure. You could have quit any day. You could have quit the first day, second day, third, fourth, fifth.
Well, I wanted to quit plenty of time, but
Why you didn't just quit? Because you struggled, right?
it was too late.
Did you struggle?
Oh yeah, yes, sir.
Tell me, your hardest struggle was the physical part, right?
Yes, sir.
So why did you not quit? Man, everybody would have said you would have quit. I think people that know you would have said he's going to quit. They would have said he's going to quit when he finds out what this is about, how it's going to go. He is going to quit. Would people have said that about you?
Yeah, probably. For the most
So
part.
then I'm not understanding. Why put yourself there? I mean, you just needed the money that badly? Is that what it was?
No, I don't need the money.
Okay, so then why would you not quit?
I already lost something important to me, so, you know.
Which was the necklace?
Yeah, I wouldn't just let it go.
Okay, so you stayed in because of the necklace.
You feel like you was too invested at that time.
Yeah, I feel like I would just wasted it for nothing.
So then why would you if you didn't need the money, why not say, no, I value this necklace and I don't want to put myself through all of that. I'm not going to break my necklace. I quit.
Like I said before, if you have a goal, you got to be focused on it. No distractions.
Why was this a goal for you though? Why? I mean, this is not a program you would have selected. It was too hard. The program was too hard. It hurt too much. I'm trying to understand why would you continue to put you broke you by choice.
Yeah.
Because you weren't told to break your necklace, right? You chose to break your necklace. So why would you break the necklace that meant so much to you? to continue a program that you yourself would not have chosen. Why would you do that? I'm trying to understand. Why would you do that?
Well, if I stop right there, you never know how far you're gonna get if you keep going. You don't keep pushing yourself, you never know what you can do next.
So you value pressing yourself more than the necklace, more than being able to just be comfortable with what you regularly do. You value pressing yourself more.
Yes, sir.
Even though you still had the chance of striking out.
Yes, sir.
So you could have still struck out and have lost your necklace, no money, and all those things. So why would you still, why would you still do it though?
Because deep down inside, you're supposed to know when you tried your hardest. You know? I did what I was supposed to do. I worked hard. I wake up early in the morning. I try not to stay up too late. Just right what had me ready to come the next day. The same thing after that, next day, I'm supposed to be ready. So either way, if I don't get a necklace, that's fine. Like I said, I pushed myself and I did what I was supposed to do.
You proud of what you did?
I pushed myself,
Are you proud of what you did?
most definitely.
Are you surprised at the fact that you accomplished this much?
No,
You're not?
no.
Tell me why not.
Like recently I've learned that if you push yourself, you can do a lot of things. About 7 weeks ago, I was trying to get something down. You know, every day I just came out and I just got to working on it. In about a month, I could do it like that.
So you're not proud of your accomplishment in this program?
I'm proud of my accomplishment. I'm not surprised.
You're just not surprised?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Do you think that your mother, thought you could do this or that you would do it? Not that you could, but did you think that your mother think that you would finish the program?
She probably knew that I could do it.
Not could do it, but would do it. So would is the question of making the choice. Could is the potential to do it.
She probably knew I would not do it. No. Not if I was forced into coming, or if I was told. That probably, like I said, I wouldn't have come if I would have knew every little detail.
You was gonna quit after the first day.
Not after the first day. No.
You weren't?
No, not after. Like if I knew before the first day, then I would probably never.
No. I mean, in real time, when after the first day.
After the first day, no, I have to.
Come on in.
Kind of a jazzy tie. You tied that yourself?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's your name, please?
Caden Williams, sir.
Keaton Williams. And how many strikes does Mr. Williams have, Major?
Yes, sir. A whole 2 strikes.
You got 2 strikes. So if you fail the interview and I give you 1 strike for failing the interview, you would have failed Boys to Men as a program and you would not be eligible for a check and definitely would not be eligible for one of these golden name tags. That being said, state your case.
I believe that I'll be the best for the top 10 because I have great leadership qualities. I'm a good role model, and I have a drive in me that tells me never to stop, and that I have a certain amount of, like, I have something that never allows me to stop driving to my goals, sir.
You lost the 6-inch challenge. You lost the 6-inch challenge. Tell me about how you felt about losing the 6-inch challenge.
I was disappointed in myself, sir,
Why?
because I knew I had it in me, sir.
So where was it since you didn't win it? Why did you lose if it was in you?
I don't know, sir. My leg had gave out, and like I couldn't feel my leg, and like I was trying to hold it up, but it just fell, sir.
What happens when you lose? How hard is losing for you?
Real hard, sir.
Why?
Cause, sir, I feel like I don't deserve to lose, sir.
You don't deserve it.
Ooh, that was deep.
Put that down as a quote. I might use that one day. I don't. What the hell that meant?
Means, I shouldn't be able to lose with my skills, sir.
So he did have clarity on what he was saying. You shouldn't lose with your skills. With the stuff I'm using, I shouldn't lose. I'm gonna be quiet.
Come a little bit closer to this right here. Yes, sir. Look at those things laying right in front of you. Those dog tags, golden dog tags. Tell us why you feel like you deserve one of those.
I feel like I deserve one.
Do you?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because, sir, because I feel like I have the most motivation and I have the best chance of getting one because I have I feel like I'm the best leader.
Out of the 4 that were leaders, platoon leaders,
Yes, sir.
you feel like you was the best?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because, sir, I have a unique quality. I feel like that I have like a certain way to speak to like people in my group. I don't like command them. Like I give them an option, but then like if they don't proceed to follow, I would like get on them about it, sir.
So you feel like your good leadership qualities with people
Yes, sir.
are real strong. If you got one of these gold tags, tell me what that would mean to your self-esteem and what would that mean to your mind?
I'll be more confident in everything I do, sir, because I know that I was one of the top 10 or even the top 3 to finish this program and get a dog tag, sir.
Other questions? I have them contemplating this.
What is one thing that you feel you can take away from this program that can help your life, help you in life?
So what can I take from this?
This whole program. What is one thing you can take from this program that you can look back and say, I can use that in life later on?
Before I had like a short temper, and I wouldn't work with other people that well. But after this, sir, I feel like I have a better like I could control my anger more. I could put it into positive things, and I could get like far in life with it.
If I'm your daddy, and you came home with a gold tag, or you came to me with one of these gold tags, what would you tell me about it? And what would you want me to know?
I want you to know that.
I want you to look at me and speak to me as though you were talking to your dad.
Yes, sir. I got a gold tag. I'm really proud of myself. And can you help me keep moving on further?
What would you say to your mother?
I'll tell her I'll ask she proud of me, and then
Yes, she said I am.
I'll ask her if they like next year if I could come back.
You would come back for another helping of this madness and this craziness and this hard stuff. You put yourself through something like this again?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Cause sir, it'll make me better.
Yeah, as a leader, you say you're a good leader. As a good leader, you got to set examples for people that's following you or under you. Are you setting good examples now
Yes, sir.
in your community and friends around you?
Yes, sir.
Do you think you need any work in that area?
No, sir.
Okay. And being a leader, you have to communicate, especially with your anger. You can't just be angry and go off, say what you want to say, do what you want to do. Because other people behind you are looking at you. They're looking at you, what you do and what you say. And it has to start at home with you also. You got to be able to communicate with your parents and stuff. Your mother, your dad, somebody you got to communicate with. Because if you don't, it's going to be one of your biggest problems. You'll never be a leader.
Yes, sir.
Because it's going to wind up people looking at what you do, not what you say.
Yes, sir.
My last question, and I'm gonna have to ask you, or I'll be fired, is I need you to tell me in this program all 5 days, what are you most proud of yourself about, and then what disappointed you the most?
Sir. I think that I'm most proud that I never gave up in one of the challenges, and I'm most disappointed in that I gave up in the 6 inches, sir.
Which one of them best describes who you are?
Which one of those two?
Yes.
First one, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
What one thing you're going to take from the program that you can implement right today when you leave here?
I could control my anger and put it into like positive things.
You tired to tie yourself? I can't hear nothing.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Julian Narcisse.
And how many strikes he has?
Match. 1 3/4.
And everybody, the last couple.
1 3/4.
Match, right?
After all them times that boy had to do all them side exercises, 1 3/4.
1 3/4.
You give him a 4th strike right now in the book just because I said it.
I make it.
We're gonna go through all of
I
that
think
there.
he told me to give me a strike for having my shirt the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm giving you 1/4 of a strike just because of all the frustration and aggravation that we had to go through in there. So now you got 2
Man.
strikes. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
I feel that because I never quit even when I wanted to. I tried my best. I can't see. I struggled to do 6 inches. I ran as far as I could go. I did 35 push-ups and I did what I had to do even when I didn't want to. Instructors, the General, Captain America, and Major Leonard.
Mr. Narcisse, please come and stand right here, sir. What would you say out of all this program, out of the whole program, or let me not say what, I'm gonna say who would you say has impacted your life the most in this program, and why?
General and Major Leonard.
Why?
Because he started the program and he taught me all the exercises.
So how has that impacted your life?
Then it become tougher.
So in relation to how tough you thought you were when you came in to how tough you are now, what's the difference?
Because like before I came, I was like, sometimes I would get mad at somebody, but I was like, not like do nothing. But now somebody like tell me something I don't want to hear, like go like bump something.
You gonna do them something?
Yeah, like fight them or something.
That's
Wait,
what
hold up.
that's what you learned?
No, like somebody like fight them or like not like sometimes like don't pay on no mind.
So, I'm sorry. Maybe.
No. Let him speak.
Go
Because anytime he
ahead, Major.
speak,
Yeah, go ahead. Look, in the words of one of my good friends, I digress. You go ahead. You go ahead, Major.
So were you ready to fight me?
No, like something like really aggravate me. Like there's certain things that like aggravate me.
Major, you was aggravating.
I was aggravated?
Yes, you was a major pain. You was a major pain.
It was like the 6 inches was like aggravating that I couldn't like really do because it hurt my legs.
How about that run?
Like running was like nothing. Cause like sometimes I run out of breath, but then that wasn't nothing.
Don't be mad because the man told you what you didn't want to hear. You get over it, man. You get over it. But he better not come back again next year.
But can I just point this out that this is the most we've seen Major smile throughout this whole.
Yeah, that's
all these interviews we've been doing. But that's not a funny smile. That's I'm gonna get you next time. Smile.
Yeah.
I see him, like when I came through this program, I was like this as well, you know, but I made sure I wanted to complete it as well, you know, and just how just how he's over here right now, like, man, I see myself walk through it.
You relate to him?
Just a little bit.
I need you to clarify that for me. I need you to clarify. You said that the program has taught you that if somebody mess with you, you feel tougher now that you're gonna handle up on them.
Yeah, it like depends on what it is.
Like handle up as in
Like
fight?
Like
Did I ever say anything about fight?
No, like my mind, like in my mind, like depends on what it is.
So you be whooping somebody in your mind?
No, like if it's something that I don't really like, then I go like fight them. But like if it's something that like not like nonsense, just go like not pay no mind to them.
So the program taught you. We're trying to find out what the program taught you about situations. How did the program teach you?
To better your
Let me ask you. How did the program teach you to respond to trouble?
To like avoid getting in trouble with somebody.
Basically, I think what he's trying to say is that one, it made him tougher in the sense of not being afraid, but then secondly, it also taught him that you also have to be wise, being able to resist, don't fall so easily to things that try to trigger you. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
From this program, from the whole week, looking back on the whole week, how do you think people thought of you before you started this program? And I'm thinking your parents in particular. Before you started and where you're at now, and what have you learned in the program that you can apply to help you be better in your daily life, at home, starting at home, then in the streets or at school? What can you do to help you? You're more disciplined, you're more self-motivated to do things better, you're gonna make better decisions.
But like before I came, it was like I barely wanted to like do everything, but like it's like I'll give up on everything. If I was doing something now, if I do it, like I'm like to like keep doing it.
So you don't want to give up on things that you start.
You think you deserve one of these gold name tags? You think you were in the top 10?
I don't know if I was in the top 10.
You think you don't know? I'm asking you what you think. Real talk.
No, as in your perspective. Did you feel like you
I know
made
it's
your
my
own-
decision. You're right, it is my decision, but
that you took over at least 3 people? You got 3 people below you?
No,
Or 6 people below you?
not that much people. Not that much people like mine.
okay. I think he is answering your question. Any other questions?
No further questions. Not for me.
All right, sir. You're dismissed.
y'all doing?
Well, what's your name?
Jakai Brown.
Major. How many strikes does Jakai Brown have?
3/4 of a strike.
That's it. 4 weeks? 4 weeks work of programming? 3/4 of a strike. He didn't even merit 1 strike. All right, Mr. Brown,
Yes, sir.
present yourself.
I'm Jakai Brown, and I feel like I deserve this because I pushed myself more than I thought I would be able to. I didn't think I was gonna make it through because when I came here, I didn't know I didn't know. No one told me what I was gonna get into. No one explained to what the program was. I thought it was just community work. And when we first did it, I passed out. I thought I wasn't gonna do it because it was hard. It was more complex than I thought. Because I never been through any kind of exercises, workouts, or anything to that extreme. Even though I know it's not that hard, but I never experienced nothing like that. Because I'm not outside that much. I'm outside, but I don't do that much work. But as a leader, I push myself and I push my friends, especially the little one, little Brian. I pushed him as much because I saw at the beginning he wanted to quit, he got mad. So I pushed him as much as I could. And everyone that wanted to quit, because I knew we all could have made it. And that it would have been disappointing to the parents because the parents wanted all of us to do it. Because they're the ones, some people got forced to come. They didn't want to come, but they the ones who wanted us to come to show that we could do it. So I tried my hardest to do what I could. I didn't stop, push myself to my limit, pushed everybody else to their limit. As a leader, I helped everyone as I could.
This program was more important to your parents than it was to you?
No, my parents, they let me know about the program, but when I came in, I didn't know what the program was about. I was told, go to the program, see if you could last. But once I saw what the program was about, he had told me, he said I wasn't gonna make it. And I didn't believe what he said, so I went all the way through with it.
Who is he?
You, sir.
Okay, I just want to clarify.
So he didn't, because he told you he didn't believe that you could make it through, what did that do to the inside of you?
I felt bad because I didn't want to believe it. It made me push myself harder.
What is one thing that you feel that you've learned from this program that's going to help you in life? Not just for this week, but that's going to help you in life.
The yes ma'am and yes sir, I didn't really see that much. Our manners, because I'm hearing the way they speaking, they telling us that it'll help you get a job better and how you present yourself. I wasn't saying yes ma'am or yes sir to anybody really.
For the program, how would you say that your friends or your team here describe you, and how would you say they describe you now that you went through the program, or even your parents?
Well, before the program, probably not as hardworking as I am now, because I got out the house, I moved around a lot, I did a lot of stuff, but I didn't do as much as I could in around the house. So probably would have been described as lazy, not hardworking, and kind of childish, because like everybody said on the game a lot, not as way too much.
Okay, so out of this, your parents gonna see a difference in you, especially at home. At home, helping your mom, doing the small stuff, clean your room, take out the trash, cut the grass. Don't be out where she don't have to worry about you, but stepping up, this program will help you step up. If you use it, like you say, he self-motivates you, have to self-motivate you, because he told you you couldn't make it. Use that, not only just here, use that at your home house, in your own life.
What aggravates you the most? Aggravated.
In the program,
Yes, sir.
the responsibilities of being a team leader, because you have to push, you have to do more work some people that didn't get to be the team leader, they felt like we were just fussing, but you had to do more work to keep them in check, or we would have got in trouble more than they would have. And it really, and taking the responsibility, like when we had to take care of those kids, I didn't expect it to happen. It happened out of nowhere. It was more work, showing us how to be a man and better ourselves.
So doing that particular challenge for you, where you on the line and out of nowhere, female walks up to you and says, "Here's your baby. Take care of your baby. I'm out of here." What did you do mentally? What did you do mentally to get yourself to rise to that level of responsibility? Because it's not something that you expected, it's not something that you asked for, and maybe not even something that you wanted, but you still had to respond to it because you knew that you were going to be judged on it. So what did you do in order to make yourself rise to meet that challenge?
Well, it wasn't about me. I had to take care of the children. So when they brought them to me, I bent down and I got on my knee and I told them what was going on and what they was gonna have to do, because I still had to be a team leader and take care of what was going on with the workouts and the feeding. So I told them how they was gonna have to get pulled aside and what was gonna have to happen. And it helped me. It helped me because it was showing how strong I had to be and excel. Also, while I'm doing more than one thing to help me multitask.
I'm going to ask you one or two questions, and then I'll yield the floor. But this is important, and that's to the nature of the gold tags. I want you to step up and look on the table. And I want you to look at the gold tags. These gold tag name tags are just for 10 who were the top 10 in the program. And even though you were a leader, sometimes leaders don't know how much they fail, because they're judged based upon what they produce in their leadership, they're based upon their attitude, and they're based upon their potential of what they could have done. So if you could do a whole lot, but yet you just do okay, then I have to consider that as a factor that whether you failed or you passed in your leadership skills. Looking at these gold name tags, I'm sure you'd like to have one, but in truth, for real, do you deserve it?
I'm not sure.
Why?
Because I tried my best, but I don't know if I did my best for the team.
Explain that. You tried your best, but you don't know if you did your best for the team.
Because as a teammate, we had to help each other. I don't know if I helped them enough. I know I did as much as I could to push myself, but I don't know if I pushed them enough.
Okay, so you're basically what you're telling me is you did your best, but you just don't know if your best was enough to make your team its best. Is that a concern for you?
It's something I should have did better at. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Life is all about setting goals. Has this program helped you set any short-term or long-term goals that you may want to do?
At the beginning of the program, it was to complete it, but now it's to get out and help more of what needs to be done. Like if someone asks to, like, they need help, I'm pretty sure I will help them.
Your brother and the way at times he was treated and talked to, I'm sure that had affected you on some kind of level. And then, if outside of the program, after you left on any given day, if your brother said, "No, I don't want to do this anymore," that had to affect you. So tell me about all of how that worked in your head.
The first day, he had fell, and I wanted to get off the line, but I knew I was gonna get fussed at. I wanted to help him because it concerned me. I thought he wasn't gonna be okay, and I didn't know what to do. I was nervous. I thought he wasn't gonna make it, but he got up, and then through the whole program, he struggled. He struggled a lot because he in the house a lot on the game, and it hurted me to see that he was struggling because I didn't like that.
So what would you tell him now, today?
Well,
Just wondering.
in the past 2 days, he did way better. He was up there with me. He probably could have he probably was doing better than me. Cause when he found out about the money, once he did the 3 days, he said, I'm not quitting no more. There's no point in quitting. So he pushed himself even harder to do better.
You have quit?
No.
Why wouldn't you have quit?
Because I wanted to do it for my mother. She told me to come see if I could last. I wasn't gonna quit if she thought I couldn't do it, so I was gonna come do it.
So what would you tell your mother today? What would you tell her?
That I did it.
And how
I
do you
did
feel
my
about it?
best, tried my best, my hardest.
You think she's proud of you?
Yes,
Are you
sir.
proud of you? Are you proud of your brother?
Most definitely.
Any other questions?
That's your younger brother, or you the oldest?
Twins.
Oh, you're twins. Oh, okay. Wow, that strength in you. You can talk to your brother, bring him along. You may have to teach him, because you're going to be different, but you're going to have different character traits, different everything. But if you see where you can help him, be like a team player. Bring him along. Don't just let him ride by himself. You got to constantly talk to him. You know, make sure that you're going to get up this morning, you're going to get yourself together, you're going to get motivated. We're going to do this together. All right?
My final question, I think probably for the interview, is we had 4 people who we utilized as squad leaders. Out of the 4, you would rank yourself how? With number 1 being the best squad leader over the entire Boys to Men program, number 2, 3, and 4th being the 4th best squad leader.
I would rank myself around second.
Number 2, why?
Because I feel like Jaden, he was used to stuff like this. He worked out a lot. He's in sports, and he knew what he was doing. He was squad leader for like majority of the time. But I was right. I was neck and neck with him. I could keep up with him with what he was doing.
So you feel that he's better because he had experience?
Because he had experience. He knew what was going on. He knew what he was getting into. I didn't come into this knowing what this was about.
But did you give your best? That's what we're trying to get at here.
Yeah,
Did you give your best that you should be number 1 or number 2?
If we talking about giving our best, most definitely number 1.
Squad leader number 1?
Number 1.
Being a team leader, just one quick thing. I mean, they always taught us in the military, and I still remember that being a leader, being an influencer. Biggest thing you got to do is motivate people around you as a team person. You got to, because your weakest link is the one that you have to take care of. You always got to recognize that. Mission first.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
All right, state your name again, please.
Retrieving Buchanan.
And how many strikes major does Mr. Buchanan have?
2 1/2.
2 1/2. So therefore, if you fail this interview, Mr. Buchanan, you will have failed Boys to Men.
Yes, sir.
It's just that deep.
Well, I gotta read it.
Yes, please.
Oh, I think that I worked hard. I think that I worked hard in this program. I gave up a couple of times, but I still did it. I did the whole week. I always been here on time. Also, yeah, I wanted to come to this program because I want to help the community and have a better attitude towards my mom and my dad. And I wanted to challenge myself, like for sports and everything that I wanted to do in life. My skills, I like running. I'm good at it, I'm fast. I want to run track in high school and middle school. I want to be outside more, so when I'm playing sports, I don't want to get cramped up a lot.
Mr. Buchanan, I want you to put your paper down. I want you to step up to this table right here that has all the. I'm gonna take off the gloves and I'm gonna speak candidly. That means I'm just gonna be just honest with you. You have 2.5 strikes. Colonel, he quit.
Did he quit mentally, or you quit physically? Like you told him you told him you quit, or you quit up here?
I told him I quit.
Why?
I gave up
3 times?
once.
So what made you?
You actually gave up 2 times. Let me help you understand what I mean. Before a person can give up, they first of all have to give in. You gave in and made the decision. You quit in your head before you actually quit. In order to say I give up, you have to first of all give up, give in to the pressure, to the moment. And then you have to physically say I give up. So you had to do it twice. In fairness, Mr. Buchanan, Deke, the nickname that I gave you, I ran you. I chose to pick on you intentionally. I focused my work on you. Now I'll tell you why. I have a lot of cadets here, and they bring to the table a whole lot of things. Got some strong ones, taller than you. Got some ones who can think maybe on some levels better than you, in my opinion. Some ones that will probably qualify in the eyesight of overall production, what they actually brought to the table and did, they did better than you. Strengths and weaknesses considered. You remind me of me. I haven't told any other cadet that, so be understanding of what I'm telling you. You remind me of me. Strengths and weaknesses. You have a clear mind. You articulate when you speak quite well. You are aware of things that are around you. And in truth, you are an independent thinker, meaning you think for yourself. You kind of know pretty much what you're going to do. Those are the good and the bad. You underachieve. You can do, you can produce, you could be, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But then you don't, because you're kind of lazy. You don't like to be pressed. You like your comfort zone. You are the kind of person who I would say, if he was my son, I drag him. I make him smell my breath every day. I let him know that his daddy ain't gonna let him get away with nothing. Because I see the potential. Others hear it and see it too. But they also see the shady side. Side that'll scheme and use the good to their advantage to escape the bad. You quit instead of taking the challenge. When it came down to finding the missing coin and everybody else couldn't find it and you couldn't find it, you invented a way. But see, the bad part is sometimes you can be too smart for your own good. I intentionally did not allow you to quit. Because I need to send you a message. The world will be able to see who you are, even quicker at times than you'll know. They'll know when you should be producing more, but yet you're producing less. And you'll be able to escape. You will find a way to escape. You will find a way to get around stuff. You will find a way to make it. But you just will not get the point. To whom much is given, much is required. And so what will get you is not the fact that you finished, but the fact that you didn't finish first when you could have. So these gold tags in front of you, why do you think I should give you one and put you in place that says, he deserves it. When you quit, when you underachieved, and when you kept an attitude somewhere underneath your smile. Why do you deserve one of my gold tags?
I don't know, sir.
You don't know? Do you deserve one? In your opinion?
I don't know, sir.
You know. Make a decision. Yes or no?
No, sir.
I can't.
No, sir.
Why you answer that?
Because I have an attitude.
And it wastes the man who you are. The world is waiting for leaders. The world is waiting for somebody to step up and do better and lead and stand and do right. Questions?
Mr. Buchanan, you have set some goals for yourself. You said you like to run track, right?
Yes, sir.
So, do you know there's things that you have to put in place before you get to that level? Even in your home and even in school, you will never run track if it's going to be according to your attitude.
Or your comfort zone.
Or your comfort zone. People don't feel your attitude was going to determine your altitude. So if you keep an attitude, you're never going to reach your goals in life. So this program should teach you one thing. What one thing that taught you that you got out of this program?
Respect my parents.
Is that what you do?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you really do?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Sometimes.
What you say? I can't hear you.
Sometimes.
What? Something
When I'm
sometimes.
mad.
When
When
you,
I'm mad.
you don't. Yeah. See, when you're mad, stuff don't matter. But it does matter. Because you can't always fix what you tore up. And a man is only as strong as his weakest attitude. And wherever your weakest attitude is, that's as strong as you are. Because once somebody touches that weak attitude, your whole world just becomes nothing and worth nothing. I want you to look me in my face and I'm going to tell you some words and you repeat them only if you truly can repeat it completely. And these are the words I want you to consider saying. Drill Master, General Drill Master, I apologize because I didn't do it right.
In general, I apologize because I didn't do it right.
And what does that mean to you? Because if it don't mean nothing to you, then it really didn't mean anything to you. You failed me, but I'm the least of your concerns. You failed the power that's in you, you failed. That's never going to be forgivable. The only thing you can do with that is either learn or repeat the lesson all over again at some point. You should have been the #1 squad leader. You never made it to squad leader because you couldn't get your head right. Questions?
Just one quick one. What would you take from this program to help you out? From here further.
Be respectful and help people.
I'm concerned because when you get angry, you channel your anger in the wrong direction. And if you're striking out people at home and stuff like that, you need to re-channel that anger. You got stuff that you love to do. You got people you can talk about. Your parents is not your problem. Things that you create because you don't want to do stuff. It's probably the most thing that you get angry at your age. I don't want to clean my room. I don't want to take out the trash. I don't want to do what somebody tell me to do. But that's going to be your motivation. Let your anger be your motivation. Find something that you love to do. You like to run track. You like to run. But you got to put in your mind, I'm going to do whatever it takes. Especially at my home. Please my mom, please my father. That's going to be your best thing. Because those are the ones that have to take you to your school. They know how to buy you clothes. You know, they're going to help you out in life. So use that anger for better yourself with that. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in regards to how well you passed to fail this interview. I'm not sure whether I'm going to let you pass the program. I am going to tell you that I'm not going to give you one of these gold name tags. You're going to be one of the only people, if not the only person, that I'm going to tell straight up you're not getting a gold name tag. Because to give you a gold name tag would be somehow encourage you to make you believe that I'm satisfied and content with who you are and what you've shown me. And I'm not. Because when potential fails to produce, somebody gets hurt. I'm gonna tell you, you hurt me. What I am gonna do is, I'm gonna give you this strength. Not as a reward. Not because you did so good. I'm gonna give you that strength. Because I've reserved this strength for the cadet who is you. Come here. Cadet that's most like me. That's good and bad. And I'm gonna tell you this, and listen to what I'm gonna tell you. I'm not your daddy, I'm not your uncle. I'm not related to you at all. But your ass better catch your head. Cause you feeling you. You're feeling you. You might be able to get away with a lot of stuff, but you'll never be able to get away from you. Stop trying to take it easy and to just barely do stuff. Stop using your mind to just barely get away with stuff. Excel and press yourself and get your respect back. Your parents better start to see you as being a man and not some little punk kid. So when you think about this little string, it don't cost much money at all. It ain't really valuable at all. The value lies in this moment and what happens in your head. Get your head together. Either be president or be the janitor. Because you don't have an in-between. It's either president or the janitor. And that's going to be decided based upon what you do from this day forward. And the person who will know it the best is going to be you. Now I'm going to do something that I ain't never done. This interview is terminated. It's ended. Everything that needs to be said, everything that needs to be done, with the exception of what these gentlemen tell me in regards to whether you pass or fail the boys to men, your check is going to tell you. But the money right now ain't the most important thing. The most important thing is whether you get it. Because if you don't, dismiss, sir.